Page 5, Prelude. This is a nice little excerpt from a prelude by Chopin. Keep in mind that Chopin introduced some slightly different harmonies. People were not used to it at the time. It was like, what? But today it's not so bad. It's just understand you're not going to get nice clean harmonies in Chopin like you do in Clementi, like we did before. There'll be a little edginess to them from time to time. Not all the time, but time to time. So let's go through a process for learning a piece of music and see what we get here. I look it over, it's about 4 lines long. The clef signs are treble and bass clef. There's one flat in the key signature, so we're either in the key of F major or D minor. If you look at the last measure, you're here. It's an F major chord, so I figure we're in the key of F major. However, do the scales, F major and D minor, and probably 2 octaves up and down by now, and it wouldn't hurt to start doing the arpeggio also. But if you haven't been doing the arpeggio, just do the 1 octave. Stick with the arpeggio though, just the beginner part. Do the tremolo and the accents. I'll get there in a minute. Give me a minute. Just take your time with this. Don't think, well, I'm just going to go straight for the advanced and be done with it. That really is an error. You're overshooting it, so don't. And then 3/4 time. And we have a pickup beat. We're coming in on beat 3. The first 2 beats are at the bottom. The last measure is 2 counts in it. Take it one hand at a time, because with Chopin, we'll be moving around a bit. So we're here, 3, then the here. 1 enda, 1 enda, or 1 end. I'm too lazy to go 1 enda. I go 1 end, and I know the 16th note is in between it. 1 and 2. And then once you come up here, well, I'd like to prepare that a little bit. That's too far. So on the half note, rather than 3, I'm going to use 2. They're repeated notes. So this way I'm a little closer to that. And again, be careful on these dotted rhythms. Don't turn them into triplets. 1 triple la da da. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and. Those are triplets. No, it's got to be crisp. Keep it. 1, 2. And 4th finger. And 2. Get the idea? 3rd line, you're here. Just lift up and come up. And then thumb, reach up. Here. And then I recommend a 2/5 here, not 3/5 here, so I can use 3rd finger on the F sharp. I mean, you can get away with 3rd finger on both, but I like to feel this, and I can feel this better if I use different fingers rather than the same finger. And then for the end, they want 2/1. If you have small enough hands, it's not bad. If your hands are big and fat and so forth, that doesn't work. You got to come down here to a 2/3, and then the fingering in the book is this way. For the last line, it's here, thumb again, here, that. But if you do this, then use a thumb on the G, here, and then up. But on the last beat of that measure, no matter which finger you use, put 2nd finger on the F natural. Again, I want to hear it. I want to feel that with the fingers, and I can do it better with the here, rather than using the same finger. No, I don't recommend it. Here, here, and then here. And for the end, reach up and do a 2/5. Again, this F and these other notes, that's all part of an F major chord, and that's the fingering. We're not using the C, that's fine. C's in the left hand. Use 2/5 at the end. So, yeah. Left hand, well, you're here. Big thumb, don't recommend it. If you can, reach up and use 2nd finger. Even if you have to come up a little bit, still 2nd finger on the B flat. these others, it's fine. Cross over. Let me do it some more. Put the hands together. Now, when I first put the hands together, I hesitate all over. I don't care. I'm just trying to figure out which fingers are working together. So it's here, here, these, and then these, and here. These. Anyway, I go through the whole thing very slowly and carefully, and I work out the hands together. And then I go back through it a few million times or whatever and work out the hesitations. If you have to, you take it like a phrase at a time and you just focus on one phrase. Like at the beginning. There. Get that with no hesitations. And then once you've got it, put it aside. Don't keep playing it. Do this next one. When you can do that okay, put it aside. Don't keep playing it. Go to the next one. And you do that with each phrase. And then once you get down to the bottom to the end, and you can play that with no hesitations, then you go back and put it all together. You will not have forgotten the other stuff. It'll still be there. The point is, don't keep starting at the beginning and playing through it each time. That's a really poor way to practice things. You end up spending a lot of your practice time playing stuff you can already play. You need to be working on, when you're learning a new piece, you need to be working on the stuff you can't play. Focus on that. And when you can get that all done, then you can go back and put it all together. Now, once I have the hesitations ironed out, then I'll think about the articulation. And this is very connected. You can't connect repeated notes, but you do the best you can. Lift up between the lift up, like taking a breath. Lift up. Lift up. So I'm lifting up between each of these phrases. They're short phrases, but it's not my fault. He did it. And then once I have the articulation worked out, then I think about the dynamics, the louds and softs. It applies to the melody, and it's the right hand here. It's soft. This left hand has to be very soft in the back, very light. The third line at the end of it, you see the hairpin to get louder. You don't say how much louder to get. Go up to about a moderately loud here, actually. And then you're sort of in that area, you stay there. And then you come down at the end. Yeah. The right hand. I'm talking about the right hand through all of this. The left hand stays in the background. Then the speed. Andante to me is just a casual stroll. Some people say slow. I disagree. I don't think it's slow. It's like you're just strolling along somewhere and you're not really going anywhere. You're just going. 1, 3. So not where I've been going here. Now they've added pedal. Now we kind of need pedal here because we need to connect the repeated notes, so we need pedal for that. And it would be nice to have the overtones. When you have something slower like this that people have time to hear everything, it'd be nice to give them a little flavor, little overtones. Yeah. It's going to be overlapping pedal for the most part, and we're pedaling it pretty close to what they're saying. The problem is, remember those pedal markings are not exactly where they go. That's where the teacher helps out a little bit. The pedal's going to lag behind the hands just a little bit. It'll be the hands first. I'm going to start the sound before I release the overtones. Just a little bit. But at the end of a phrase, when I lift up, the pedal comes up with the hands. So we have a little bit of silence before we go on. And I'm not pedaling any of the pickup beats yet. Here. Push the note down, then the pedal. And I'll change the pedal after I play the notes. Pedal up with the hands. problem, I have a lot of problems. Well, let's talk about this one. I haven't been pedaling the pickup beats. Those are clean, those are clear. But in the second line, second measure going into the third measure, that pickup beat is a repeated note. I'd like to connect it. So I have to decide which is more important to me. Connect the notes or keep it clean. You get a pick. To me, I want to connect the notes. So I'm going to pedal that pickup beat, but change it at the bar line. So it's here, this second line, second measure, you're here. Lift up, pedal, change. There, I'm going to pedal it because I want to connect it. That's the only reason. And that's pretty much what we're doing all throughout. Then at the end of the third line, you're here. I got repeated notes again, so I'm going to pedal them just like I did before. Pedal that and change it because I want to connect it. So at the end of the third line, I'm here. Lift up, pedal, change it. So I'm pedaling some of the pickup beats if they're repeated, but otherwise I'm not. I would prefer not to, but I want to connect the repeated notes. It's a personal thing. You don't have to. You don't need to pedal them if you don't care about connecting the repeated notes. Now, please don't copy me. I will play this different every time I play. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but you feel them. Let's play this together very slowly to check the notes and the rhythms. I'll pedal it like I suggested. I'll give us 2 counts because we come in on beat 3, but I'm not going to do louds and softs. I'm just playing the notes and the rhythms and the pedaling. Ready, go.